Hey guys, thanks for clicking on our video. And what we're going to do, Couch Coach is here, Coach Bully and Gully. We give you fantasy football tips and tricks, maybe some stardom situms. Well, not maybe. I guess we're going to go that way this week. And well, I guess we've done it every week. But hey, we're trying to help everyone out, have some fun here. So, Gully, why don't you help us out with some fantasy football?
I thought you would never ask. Alrighty, so my stardom for the week at QB is Tua Tagovailoa from Miami. They're playing against the Saints, 18th against the quarterback, giving up over 18 fantasy points a game. I think the Saints have kind of mailed it in, and I think that Miami is actually kind of playing. It seems to me like they're trying to play to be respectable,
Relevant,
and to keep their coach. I think that's really they've seemed like they've been getting back to
without
where they were
Tyreek
last year.
Without Tyreek, they're still relevant in the way they've been playing lately.
Yep.
So this is definitely a good opportunity for them to blow it up and keep that momentum going.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah, I like it.
So my sit of the week is one of your favorite players,
Teddy Bedwetter.
Brock Purdy.
Oh yeah, that's not a auto sit for sure.
Versus Cleveland's defense, fifth best in the league against the QB. They're giving up less than 15 points a game. Not to mention Purdy against Carolina on Monday night. He did not look good. Almost threw 4 interceptions against the Panthers. I don't think this is going to be a good game for him. If I were San Fran, I'd be starting Mac Jones. Just saying.
As they should be,
Mac's pretty solid.
That's for a different, longer conversation. But I'm with you on that one.
Right on. All right. So who do you got for your start?
Okay. It might seem so obvious, but I don't think it is very obvious. But I'm going to go with Drake May against the Giants. He's had some flashes as far as fantasy goes, some really highs and really downs, even some wide open games where the running back takes it all in and Trayvon Henderson scores 3 touchdowns and your quarterback doesn't do much and you might get eliminated from it. Anyway, shots fired. But the Giants are 31st against the quarterback position. He did fairly well in last week's game, and I really thought he was going to do more. But I think maybe he progresses. They're still looking really good. Mm-hmm. So as far as fantasy goes, I wouldn't say he's your top-notch starter, but a very good week to start him if you have him.
Yep.
The Cinema side, to me, is Daniel Jones. When they've come across some tough defenses, he has not looked the best. And Houston is number 1 against quarterback ratings right now. So I'm hoping Jonathan Taylor might run some in. But Daniel Jones is just not – I mean, he's had a great season. Don't get me wrong. He's looking fantastic.
Yeah.
But fantasy-wise, I just don't think this is the best matchup for him to go with. So if you have another guy – play it safe, man.
I think that's a good call. Not to mention, I mean, he's kind of showed a little bit of regression back to the mean from the way he was playing at the beginning of the season, right? Seemed like at the beginning of the season he couldn't do any wrong, and now it just seems like there's just a few more cracks in the facade, if you will. And I think defenses are starting to exploit him a little bit more, and
a little more game film on their indie offense.
And I think
for sure.
And I think Houston is a tough defense. They're not going to. I don't think they're going to give up any real big plays to Danny Dimes. So I like that call.
Yeah, they might compress the box even on Taylor. So we'll see. We'll see how the defense works out. We'll see how the offense goes. So.
Yeah, and it is, in all reality, it's a must-win game for the Texans. I mean, from here on out. So,
technically, I mean, I wouldn't say must-win as far as mathematically eliminated or must-win to be a first seed, but if Indy wants any shot at staying at the top notch, it's a big game for them too, so they got to step up.
Yep. Agreed. All right, so moving on to stardom at running back, I have Chase Brown from Cincinnati. He's playing against Baltimore. They're ranked 21st overall. Uh, they're also giving up almost 18 points fantasy running backs. He put up some. He's been putting up some pretty solid numbers ever since Flacco got in there. And there is rumor that on Thursday night that they're going to have their starter back.
Burrow.
Yep. And
Yep.
so I think that's just going to bode well, not only for him but the rest of the team. But I think their coach has done a good job of getting him more involved in trying to balance the offense out. And obviously, he's going to be the winning recipient to that. So I say start him, get him in your lineup.
And PSA, guys, we are recording this on Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
Yes.
When this comes out, know that we did this a little bit earlier than our normal recording date.
Right.
So things may change on the injury reports and stuff like that. So to pay attention to that too.
But even if it is Flacco, I still think, well, and that might even bump Chase Brown up just a touch.
It could still be okay. Yeah.
But Jamar Chase will be back. He won't be suspended. So, yeah. Anywho, moving on to my sit-em. So I got a controversial one on the sit-em this week. I'm going with Rico Dowdle. Now, he didn't, even though he had some good runs on Monday night where he really was getting good chunks of yards. But the Rams defense, they're second overall against the run. And I think part of that is the Rams offense gets up on teams so fast that they have to resort to the pass. So that eliminates the run, especially in the second half. So I do look for this game to be pretty, and I wouldn't call it a full blowout, but I think it is going to be. It's going to be
pretty much all Rams. Yeah.
And
and the Rams have a great front four on the defensive line too. So I mean, there's really no wrong saying anything negative about the Rams right now.
Yeah.
Mine might be obvious, but it hasn't been too obvious in the last couple of weeks. I'm still going to say start Saquon Barkley. I know you're all thinking, well, obviously he's a start. He did so well last year. Yeah, we ain't talking about last year. We're talking about this year. And not going to lie, he's kind of been dog water.
He really has not been good.
And Jalen Hurts has made him dog water. The Philly offense is all about making Jalen Hurts look good. That's it. They don't care about their receivers. They don't care about the running back. They barely care about winning because their defense has been doing so great that Jalen Hurts is just give me a couple of tush pushes and a couple open passes. Let's call it a day. It is all about Jalen Hurts. And I'm sorry, all you Philly fans, but he's trash. He's not a top 15 quarterback. So this week, Barkley is going to have a day. Chicago's averaging 23 fantasy points against running backs. And I ain't talking about a quarterback running. I'm talking about running backs. And they ain't running any other running back but Barkley. Barkley is going to get you 23 exact points. 23.0 on the dot this week.
Wow.
Against Chicago. There's my prediction. Sit him, though.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Let me pull up my sleeper
put your top dollar on him.
See what kind of thing we can put together on that. Jeez.
Yeah, the last couple predictions I did not be relevantly close, so we're hoping that maybe one pans out. Sit-em wise, though, is basically any Tennessee running back against Jacksonville. They're 7th against the run. I still don't even know who the number one running back is there, Gully. I don't even know if it's Tajay Spears, if it's Tony Pollard, if it's Cam Ward. I couldn't even tell you, so don't even waste your time. I would just sit him, move on, find a different bench guy.
You're not wrong there. You can probably say that with Tennessee's offense in general.
Also true.
So,
yeah.
And I hate to say that. I mean, I've always been kind of a fan of Tennessee, but yeah, they just have not been playing well. All right, so moving on to the stardoms for wide receiver. My stardom for the week is gonna kind of go against what you just were talking about with your stardom at running back. I'm saying start Devonta Smith versus the Bears. Bears defense they're giving up more than 22 points a game to receivers. Right, 27th overall against receivers. And Devonta is averaging over the last 4 games 5 catches for 86 yards and a half a touchdown. And that's with last week only having 1 catch for 8 yards. So I think after the poor effort that Philly had last week, I think they're looking to open it back up. So AJ Brown, I think he's going to probably get some catches, but it usually seems like when they try to put an emphasis on Brown, Devonta really is the one who comes out as the winner, and that's the way it's been this year. So that's why I'm going with Devonta Smith and for my stardom this week.
Now, that one I don't hate at all. I think that one actually is a pretty good opportunity for Devonta Smith. Looking at his past couple of games, I mean, last week was decent against Dallas. I think he got about 15-ish fantasy points, we'll say.
Oh, no.
I don't remember exact numbers.
Last week he actually he was in the
But the previous week he had
yes.
No, the previous week it was in the toilet.
He's been solid. Yep.
So I'm not I do like the matchup as well. The Phillies offense is just so I just don't know if you can believe in a consistency in there.
Yeah,
but again, you take matchup on paper and it's still looking okay for Devonta Smith, especially against Dallas. He had about 15 fantasy points ish.
Right.
So maybe it's something to write off on.
Yeah. So and you're absolutely right. Philly's got a big problem on their offense. What they really need is they need to have the New Orleans Saints fire their coach and then bring Kellen Moore back as their offensive coordinator, and then everything will be right with the world.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it takes,
it takes. So, all right. So for my sit-em of the week, I'm going with Justin Jefferson, my guy.
Wow.
I hate to say it, but it looks like JJ is not going to start this week. But JJ has looked. He has not looked like a professional quarterback. We are just our
or an amateur.
Yeah, I mean our offense is in shambles. I don't think you can necessarily trust him. And Seattle is actually is 11th best in the league against wide receivers. So Brosmer, if he is starting, I think we're still going to be in trouble. I mean, so I just don't think it's that great of a matchup for JJ this week. Obviously, he's probably your number one pick, so you're probably not going to want to sit him. But as you know as well as I have, he has not really put up like wide receiver
2 touchdowns this year. But he's still putting up. I think he's got 2 touchdowns this year.
Yep.
Funny enough, both of them are with JJ McCarthy. But most of his yards have come with Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
So I understand where you're coming from on that. Somehow he's still like 7th in yards. I don't ask me how with everyone that's been, doing their things.
Yeah.
But in transition, I actually have him as a starter if Max Brosmer plays. Okay. If Max Brosmer is starting, I think he's going to get plenty of targets. I think the idea for him being a more pocket passer ready right now that the Vikings have, that in a way he looks the most Kirk Cousin-ish. I do think that he can be a great pairing with Brosmer this week. If Brosmer is starting, that he's going to look to Jefferson a ton. He's going to find the reads, find the positions, the timings, and make it work out. I think he might have maybe not a touchdown, but he might get you maybe close to 100 yards. I think it could work out. But going on your point, if it is JJ McCarthy, that is a sit. So be weary on who's starting. Like I said, we're recording this early, so pay attention to that.
Absolutely. Good call.
Sit-em wise, I don't like doing this one either, but Deebo Samuel, you know, apparently there's word that Jaden may play. He may be questionable. I'm looking like he's not going to.
Right. Yeah.
And McLaurin's still who knows where he is to be found. I don't know. Where's Waldo? So if you have your number one receiver being double teamed against a quarterback that can't throw the ball, just get rid of him. And they're playing Denver, which is the second best against wide receivers.
Well, see,
so everything on paper just looks like crap.
I've almost been thinking that McLaurin's been hanging out with Ayuk.
I mean, yeah, where are they going to team up together? Buffalo next year?
Dude. Yeah, that's a solid take right there, man. I'll tell you.
I like it, but it ain't gonna work out when the Vikings send 3 first-round picks to Buffalo for Josh Allen, and then Minnesota has, we're ready to go. Why we don't do that, I could not tell you, but it would work out.
We might have to make a trade to get that other first-round pick.
Oh yeah, we'll find that in 2035. Timberwolves might have one.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. All right. So let's move on to the stardom for tight end. So my stardom for tight end is Colson Loveland from Chicago. They're playing the Eagles, and the Eagles actually are one of the best teams against the tight end. But hear me out, because they are ranked 3rd overall. But yes, exactly. Turn it up. Guys, I'm going to start whispering. No, but Loveland has he's been averaging 6 catches for 65 yards and 3/4 of a touchdown over his last 4 games. He's become a pretty good outlet for Caleb, and I think he's part of the reason. Well, I know for a fact he was one of the main cog in them getting that last second win.
Well, against Cincy a long time ago.
Yeah. Where all of a sudden, they made that big comeback, and all of a sudden connected with Loveland, and he got behind the defense and then ran it all the way. Yeah, I mean, basically what I'm saying is, I think he's going to have a good game despite Philly's good defense. I just got a gut feeling. Take that with what you will. Okay, so my 7 for the week is Aronde Gadsden with Los Angeles Chargers. They're playing against Las Vegas Raiders. They're 4th overall against tight ends, only giving up about 4.5 points a game to tight ends. Now I know, their QB is Justin Herbert, but I still think with the Raiders letting go their offensive coordinator, I think that's kind of going to give them a little bit of a lift, that they're going to want to play hard, because I'm pretty sure, just like any player, they want to be respected. And so I think they're going to keep fighting, and I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a good game for them. They're still probably going to lose, but I think they're going to be respectable and shut down Aronde Gadsden. So sorry.
I don't disagree with you. He's you're all good. I don't disagree with you. I don't. He's not your top 2 or 3 options. So if it works out to be a late, score, or something that happens, sure. But I don't consider him to be a surefire starter right now for this week either. So I may have double backed on this one. Hunter Henry again against this week the Giants. And it might pair well with the quarterback of Drake May. I don't think I said him last week, though. But they're 24th against tight ends. Giants have given up multiple games of almost 500 yards. And almost in the same games, I think they put up 500 yards. But that's atrocious. You can't be doing that. And New England could do another 500-yard game. Although I think both the time the Giants did it was in overtime, so there is that. Nonetheless, I think you still need to keep Hunter Henry in your starting lineup. New England is just almost too good. I know their wins have been somewhat questionable, but it's not their fault on who's on the schedule.
Right. Well, last week's game was against Cincinnati, who is historically bad against the tight end play. Case in point, I actually I picked up Hunter Henry in a couple different leagues and stuck him in the lineup, and he had me one game he was critical. I would have lost it if I hadn't had him starting. But I just think overall, I think him and Drake May got a pretty good connection together. I think, so I think that's a pretty good call.
Yeah, on the flip side, this also might be a repeat from last week. It might be your call, but I'm going to go with Jake Ferguson against Kansas City. I know they're 9th against tight ends, but Kansas City has been pretty locked down on their defenses lately against opposing quarterbacks. And I know Dak has played phenomenally well for most of this season. However, Ferguson is not, the number 1 or 2, maybe not even a 3 option. So, and I know most tight ends aren't, but if you're a solid tight end, if you are one, Kittle, probably number 1 option. Yep. Maybe, number 2 outside of, McCaffrey. But there are tight ends out there that are, number 1 or 2 options. Being a number 4, I know it's decent, but even against Kansas City, being a number 4 option against Kansas City, that didn't line up to be well. I might be a 3 receptions for 23 yards or something like that. So I don't see that well. Again, if you have someone else, I think it's safe to just bring him in.
Yeah. So I mean, even to go to your point on that game, I mean, having the talent of Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, right? 2 guys that, they can just blow up just about any team. It just doesn't leave a whole lot of meat on the bone for the tight end, right? Just
Yep.
So
thanks for tuning in this week. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. From much love, guys, make sure you love us back. Hit the like, subscribe, share button for us, and please. We'll see you next week.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving.